Welcome, everyone. My name is Monica Velarde, and I'm an analyst for the City of San Jose's Housing Department Rent Stabilization Program. And today I'm going to be giving a live rent registry demo on how to register for the 2023 registration period. For today's webinar, everybody will be placed on mute. And as I go through the slides, you can submit questions through the Q&A box. And if you're joining us by phone, please send any questions you have to our email, which is rentregistry@sanjoseca.gov, and we'll respond to your questions after the webinar. So as a quick background of the rent registry and why we're having this webinar is that in 2018, the City of San Jose launched our rent registry registration requirement. And it allows the city's rent stabilization program to collect data on rent stabilized apartments, monitor changes in tenancy and rents, and track allowable rent increases. This information enhances the ability of city staff to monitor compliance with the apartment rent ordinance. Property owners or who they designate to register for them need to update the information in the rent registry during the 60-day period selected by the city on an annual basis. Registration began on August 1st, and the deadline to register is September 30th. We have a list of resources available to assist you with your registration process. Located under our customer support tab on the Rent Registry website, you'll find a user guide available in 3 languages, short video tutorials also in 3 languages, a contact us feature where you can send an email to rent registry staff if you need assistance. Our phone number is also located on that page if you prefer to call. We understand that not everyone is great with computers, and so we do offer a paper registration form, which you can get on this website also, or give us a call or email and we can mail you the paper version or email it to you. So to log into your account, you're going to go to sjrentregistry.force.com, and this is where you'll enter your username and password. If you don't already have an account, you will click on the not enrolled yet on the right hand side, on the bottom right hand side. And if you already have an account but you don't remember your password, you can click on the forgot your password link. Okay, so once your account is created, that's when you'll get access inside to view your property or properties, depending on how many apartments you need to register, and complete your registration. I'm now going to log into a test account that I have to show you guys an example of how to register. The actions that are available during each registration period are something called no change, new tenant, rent increase or decrease, vacant, or owner occupied. And then we also have a correct and error feature that I will demonstrate for you guys. Okay, so I'm already logged in, and this is what the homepage looks like. Once you're logged in, that's when you can click on Owner Portal. And if you have more than one property attached to your account, then you'd actually click on this drop down and select the property address to register. In this case, I only have one property under my account, so it automatically populated. So we will start with unit number 1. So I just entered in some dummy data there, but I wanted to go through and start with doing a no change. The no change is a pretty commonly used button, especially if the user is continuously updating their information. So although the city requires a property owner or property manager to register during a 60-day window, the website is available all year long. So if you don't want to wait until that 60-day window, you can go in your account and make changes. And so, for example, this unit number 1, I'm going to pretend that I came in and updated it when it was occupied. And so in this case for unit number 1, all I have to do is hit no change because the rent is still $19.50 and it's still the same tenant. So for this one, I'm just going to click on no change. It gives you a little summary of the information that's there. You can give it a quick review, and if it's fine, just you click the green button and then select OK to confirm. Then the next screen gives you a history of all your registrations. So this registration period, I did do a no change, but you can see my first and only registration before today was this initial one where I said that the rent is $19.50. So if I'm done with apartment number 1, I'm gonna either go back to main page or exit out. And then for unit number 2, the last time I registered it, it was vacant. That information has now changed. It is now occupied. And so I'm not going to use the no change button. I'm going to use the register button. Once you hit the register button, you'll get some options. And then I'm going to select new tenant. Okay, and this is where you'll complete the new tenant info. And so we're going to put in their move-in date, their monthly rent, and I'm going to do the same date for the effective date. They haven't had an increase since the day they moved in. Security deposit, I'm going to put 1,000. And this is where you'll select yes or no. If they're a Section 8 voucher holder, you'll select yes. In this case, I'm going to put no. Services included in rent. We know that there are lots of services provided to tenants, but in this particular case, we're only asking if they have access to laundry, storage, or a pool. And so you can see you can select single options or you can do a combined depending on what the tenant has access to. So in this case, I'm going to do laundry and storage. And then how many parking spaces are included in their rent? I'll select 1. And number of bedrooms probably isn't going to change. So that's already populated for you. If it was your first time registering this unit ever, you would have to select the bedroom count. But in this case, I'm just re-registering. So this bedroom count has already been, the number of bedrooms in this apartment has already been provided before. So I am going to click on submit and it says to verify. I'm gonna hit OK. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you the history again, and it says new tenant occupied. And then I actually noticed here the current rent is $20,000. I actually meant for it to be $2,000. So here's an example of when you can use correct and error. I'm going to go to this button right here and correct an error. And it's going to make sure that you really want to do it. I'm going to hit OK. And then you can go to your last registration, so the one you just did, and then you can correct it. So I'm going to change that to 2,000 and click on update. Okay, now that looks good. I'm going to go back to the main page. And let's see. For unit number 3, I'm going to do that one as a rent increase. And let's see, I'm going to do register. And then there's a rent increase or decrease button. Decrease because during COVID, there were actually a lot of reductions in rent. So that's why it says rent increase, decrease. But you just click on that. And it's going to ask you what the new monthly rent is. So I'm going to put, again, I'm going to use the 2,000, and then I'm going to say it's effective August 1. And then also you'll see that once I hit submit, if the rent increase I had inputted was over 5%, it actually would have had a pop-up saying this is over 5%. Since the apartment rent ordinance does not allow rent increases over 5%, you would have a little like a warning pop up. Also, if you see here, it calculates the percentage of increase, or like I said, decrease, for you. So 1950 to 2000 was calculated to be 2.551%, and which is fine as long as it's under 5, or not over 5. Okay, so unit number 3 is done. I have one more unit to do, and then if you just take a moment to see that as you register, this blue register button and even the no change disappears, and the blue register button disappears also and becomes an update button. Every registration period, the day that the registration starts, these buttons get reset. So these buttons, these top 3, if I were to leave it like this, as of August 1 of next year, which would be our next registration period, these would reset to say register. Okay, so I'm going to finish with unit number 4, and I am going to look up the information, and I'm just going to say, you know what, actually the owner still occupies this unit, so I'm actually going to register it with a no change. And also just a little thing, if you want to click on register, you can view the history of a unit, and so in this case it's just 1, but let me register this one as no change. Let me go to let me show you guys something else. So let's say, as you can see, like this page is a summary. You don't see tenant names, you don't see all the information that you're inputting. But if you wanted to, let's say, okay, unit number 1, you're like, okay, I don't remember who's in there. You can click on the update button, and then you kind of see a little bit of history there. But if you go to the left and there's a unit summary, you can view all the information that you have attached to this. So you can view tenant name, move-in date, current rent, last increase, rental assistance voucher, security deposit. So all that information that you put in, you can view it here. And then if you wanted to print a summary of it, you can click on the little print history right here. Now that I've completed the registration of all 4 units at this property, if I were to check my email, I would see an email confirmation letting me know that I've fulfilled my registration requirements for 2023. You can also see here, this tells you there's 4 units registered, there's 0 units unregistered. Okay, and then let's see if I have anything else to show you guys before I move on. That's it. And so now I will turn on my video, and I'm going to stop sharing for the moment. And Rona, I'm going to check in with my colleague Rona, who's also in this webinar, and she was monitoring any questions that were coming through. And so Rona, I wanted to see if anything came through that you wanted to ask over the webinar.
Susan just wanted to know if this webinar is recorded.
Oh, it is. It is. And the link with the recording will be added to the Rent Registry website. So under customer support, it says, I think it says tutorials or videos. Click on there. Just give us probably the rest of today just to make sure that it can get loaded. But yeah, it will be under the customer support tab for viewing. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions.
Yeah, that's the only question there is posted.
Okay. If any other questions come up, please don't hesitate to email or call us. All righty. Well, thanks for attending, everyone. Have a good day.